Hi there, this is MJ from Mirrored Wellness, the podcast about mirroring others' skillful habits so we can become our best empowered selves. We'll talk about tips, hacks, and some personal journeys along the way. So join me for today's topic. Let's dive in. Hello, beautiful people. This is MJ with Mirrored Wellness Podcast. Thank you so much for stopping by. Last week, we talked about the naughty M word, money. If you missed it, I promise we didn't talk about 401ks or retirement or any of that nasty, ugly things that no one wants to talk about. We talked about money mindset, why we feel the way we do, possibly. Maybe you don't, but about money and the mindset surrounding that. Why some of us have trouble with abundance and surrounding ourselves with money. Now, this week, and just to recap, let's go over a quote that was said last week. Money is just a way to receive appreciation and extend gratitude. So what that really says is money is just a way to give out appreciation or receive appreciation or gratitude from somebody. Like when you go to the store and you buy something, you are saying to that person, I appreciate this item so much, I'm willing to give you a piece of something that I've earned so that I can have it. It's a trade. It's just same kind of trade as we would do way back in the day before we actually had paper money or virtual money. Same thing. It's just with the way things have been in the last few decades, money has become this sort of weird thing. And it's always been a power thing, but let's see if we can try to unblock some of that mindset. Now, I have been kind of into Simon Sinek kick lately. I'm working on discussion questions for a book club. We're reading Start With Why. It is a beautiful, beautiful book about purpose and leadership, and I highly recommend it. Even if you don't feel like you are a leader or don't want to be a leader or any of that kind of thing, it really is definitely worth a read. And I'll say I read it years ago and was not quite, what I got out of it years ago is completely different what I got out of it this time. But I would highly recommend the book. Even if you go on, sometimes when I'm not sure I want to read a book, I'll go on YouTube and look up summary and just have somebody read a summary to me. Not like the Amazon summary, like their own, they read the book and this is what they got out of its summary. And those tend to be pretty comprehensive if you can find the right ones. So definitely use that as a resource when you're not sure you want to read a book or not. This quote is super important to today's discussion. Simon Sinek in the book says, without a strong reason or purpose, anything in life is hard. Now, what does this have to do with money? And I'm going to tell you. Recently, I have also, along with reading this book, redid my core values. Now, if you've never done a core values exercise, basically what your core values are about probably 5. 5's a good number. 5 words that you value the meanings of. So one of my top core values is freedom. I really, really like freedom and flexibility. That kind of go together for me. So I count them as one core value. I really value the being able to be flexible, to be able to have my daughter call me later on today and go, hey, I got such and such going on tomorrow. I really need your help. And being able to have the flexibility in my job, in my life to feel that I can move my schedule around because I control that schedule to accommodate somewhere where she needs me. That's just one example, but that's the one that comes to mind the first. There are many, many other examples of my of this core value that I call freedom and flexibility, but that's definitely one of the top ones. So, and yours might be completely different. I have a 1 to 5, and I have ranked them from top to, not that 5 is not that important, but those are the top 5. Let's put it this way. And one thing that I just want to put in here is that when you have your core values, you want to put them up somewhere where you can look at them, so you can repeatedly look at them, because we do forget. I know it's something that when you look at it, you're like, how the hell am I going to forget what I value? Well, we do. We definitely do. I'll give you an example in a minute, but we definitely do forget a lot of things, i.e. when, okay, I'll just give you an example now. So we have a meeting tomorrow. It's really important that we're 100% the best that we can be in our meeting, but the night before we get frustrated with something and we drink. So now we have a hangover the next day and we have a very important meeting. That is a clash in values. You're valuing, let's say you value, what would be that one? Kind of like promotion, right? You value moving up the ladder. You want to be able to provide for your family, and one of the things that you value is the promotion, the connectivity of being able to be part of a team, to lead a team, leadership, that kind of thing. So say leadership is your core value. Sorry, that was a roundabout way of getting there. Leadership is a core value. Now you've just kind of ixnayed it because you decided to do something that didn't align with that. Not directly, but kind of, right? So a daily reminder is just a subconscious way to get them in there so that you're constantly living by this, your values. So you don't forget. And that's important. So what does this have to do with money and abundance and creating a good, stable, balanced, reliable, all the words, situation? Now, your core values, you want to know them and you want to use them. So I'm going to tell you what my 5 core values are. Flexibility and freedom, acceptance, well-being, personal development, which you are experiencing right now, and stability. So I'm going to give you an example of why this is important. When I go to the store, we'll use well-being as a value. When I go to the store, I make purchases based on that value. I value well-being. Now, what that means for me is maybe different than everybody else, or not everybody else, but maybe it's different from yours. My well-being looks like I want to be well, but also want to promote well-being in others and also the environment. So when I make purchases, I am conscious of the purchases that I make, eco-friendly, organic, whole food type diet, that kind of thing, because this is a value of mine. I value my health. I value the health of my loved ones. I value the emotion that I get from trying to help, community in such a way to be more well in general. And that can kind of seep into also the personal development. But the personal development is more mind-based, if you will. And the well-being is, in my mind, from my core values, is more of a feeling that I get from a healthful pursuit, if you will. So when I make purchases, I'm making those based on my values. And if I know what those values are, because I'm reviewing them regularly, I'm not going to deviate from that as much. Do I? Yeah. I had a donut the other day. And I know that sounds totally dumb to some of you, but you know how long it's been since I had a donut? Years. and it wasn't like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. But on a regular basis, I make sure I don't eat sugar, and I stay away from gluten and wheat on a regular basis because it doesn't make me a very energetic person. It kind of drags me through the mud a little bit. So I knew when I was putting that donut in my mouth that maybe later and maybe tomorrow I was going to feel like crap. Luckily, I knew I didn't have anything really on my plate, but that's also cutting into my personal development values, because I could have used that clear head. If I didn't have that donut, I could have used that clear head the next day so that I could have maybe done some extra reading or learning or something like that. So everything we do is based on our core values, and especially with money and abundance. And if a core value is stability, for me that means being able to pay my bills on time, being able to help friends when they need it, being able to have the lights on, to take advantage of opportunities that will further help the safety and the well-being and the personal development and the freedom that I have. Freedom and flexibility. Not that the more money you have creates freedom and flexibility, but if you have a sense of abundance in your life, you will likely feel more flexible, more freedom, and more stability. So that is how the core values really tie into abundance. The exercise homework really that I have for you, I really think this is a super important exercise to do anyway. But I will leave all the notes in the show notes. The book for Start with Why. Definitely check out Simon Sinek. If you do not read the book, I suggest any kind of just look into it and read a summary or something. It's a great book. It really is. I will also leave in the show notes a core values activity. Now, I got this activity from my chiropractor, and he is one of my favorite people. He's very positive and upbeat, and he has his own YouTube channel, Bonfire Chiropractic, or Bonfire is his YouTube channel. I will leave that in the description. He has tons of information videos if you're into healthful kind of pursuit stuff like I am. Definitely check it out. Wonderful human being. He's awesome. I will particularly link this values episode that I got this values exercise from in the show notes, but definitely hit that like and follow and subscribe for him. Again, awesome stuff. If you have gotten any value out of what I've said today, in this wonderful roundabout way of saying things that I have, I apologize if I'm a little bit all over the place today, but definitely go ahead and like and subscribe if you find value. Share if you do. Also, please let me know if you have any suggestions or find any of this annoying or whatever. Feedback is always welcome, good or bad. So thank you so much for coming. Thanks for listening. And as always, continue to be a beautiful human, and don't forget to breathe. As always, thank you for listening. I appreciate your time. Please like and subscribe if this adds value. Tell your friends, send them my way. And my my hope is that you can be the best you. Take a deep breath, because we got this.